Being activated. All right, let's see. It looks like we're live now. Hey, well, hang on. There's no one watching yet, so we are waiting for those to come in and talk to us as we talk about a news story and actually explain the events of what happened just yesterday, or actually today, based on a video we did yesterday. So currently, I'm seeing no one watching, so we'll wait just a little bit for some folks to come in.
I'll also post the link to our Discord as well.
Yep. Okay. Now it's saying we have 5 viewers. Okay. Hey,
Okay,
we got
that's
some
great.
folks in now. So, guys, we wanted to cover a story with you. Alex is back. We have the Free American Press back, and the video that we did last night, unfortunately, YouTube has put its thumbs down on our video. That's right. The video we did last night live from the Truth, Money, and Freedom podcast has been banned by YouTube. The actual language is medical misinformation. So we're not exactly sure what we did that was medical misinformation. I was joking about, basically anal swabs being used to, go through your entire intestinal tract in order to get a sample from the back of your throat. So if they thought that I was giving out medical misinformation, they didn't realize I was just kind of joking. But we need to use proper language here. So we're using the word muzzle, we're using the word serum, and we're using the words beer flu. So we wanted to cover this story. Alex and I found this story, and it pertains to what we did last night. So before I get started, welcome, Alex.
Yeah, you're definitely right with what you're saying. This whole medical disinformation thing, because everything you said was not medical disinformation. It was the truth. We're just covering a story that you showed us. You showed me.
That's right. It was a story of muzzle burning in the state of Idaho. But YouTube said it was medical disinformation, and it was an actual story that we covered. I'm not going to bring up the link for that right now, but I may do that in just a bit here. We have another story that's also linked. And so Alex and I would love to cover this one with you guys live tonight. And it's about the Japan supercomputer finds that double muzzling doesn't work. And we have more flip flops from Dr. Anthony Fauci, because remember now, he has flip flopped so many times here. In the very beginning, he said masking doesn't help, and then he says it does, and then he says double masking does, double muzzling doesn't help, and now suddenly it does. But apparently, a supercomputer was able to run simulations saying that double muzzling simply doesn't work. And that is actually linked down below in the description section, the story that you're seeing right now. So let's start with, first of all, I'm so sorry, YouTube, um, because YouTube apparently is finding the truth very offensive lately. And so it's chalking it up to misinformation. And the weird part was, I thought, and I talked to Alex about. By the way, I didn't even know about this until Alex got a hold of me. I didn't even know this video was banned. I thought it was over, literally the start of the Revolutionary War. I really thought that's what the banning was over. I had no idea it was over the muzzle. And so apparently we're spreading disinformation somehow because it conflicts with the World Health Organization. So this video technically qualifies for that as well, because this video is about a news story about a computer simulation run in Japan saying that double muzzling does not work. The World Health Organization says double muzzling does work. Okay, I'm going to give the floor to Alex here. So, Alex, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I definitely agree with this Japanese supercomputer said. Double masking doesn't work, and the main reason why is that you have so many other parts of your bodies of your body that can get, the virus. A mask we actually saw during the Spanish flu, that huge epidemic that actually occurred. And what happened there, they actually instituted mandatory mask laws, and that did nothing to stop the Spanish flu. It still continued to kill uh, tens of thousands of people, millions of people. Now, this whole COVID pandemic is definitely not as bad as that. I think this coronavirus, COVID-19, is basically just a flu, in my opinion, because there's a very low rate of people who die from it. Uh, you're more likely to die from wearing the muzzle than from the so-called disease, the pandemic. So this supercomputer is completely right because there's so many other routes of entry. The only way that you might be able to stop getting a virus from somebody, and it's something that the CDC never recommended, was actually the wearing of a hazmat suit. And I think that is pretty unbelievable because that's the only thing that can actually stop the viruses from coming into you. It's actually what Putin wears when he goes outside in Russia. He wears a full hazmat suit. So I really think that this whole mask thing is just getting rid of human identity. It's not doing anything to help anybody. It's just completely wrong and just pure communism. I think it's to get rid of that human identity. It's to crush the human spirit, and that's really what they want to do. They want to completely crush the human spirit. They want everybody to be dehumanized. They don't want anybody to be able to see each other, basically. And I really think it's wrong.
Yeah, there definitely seems to be an ulterior motive here. And once again, I want you guys to understand what happened yesterday. I got a warning because I've never gotten a strike before on my YouTube channel. Alex actually got a strike and cannot post anything for 2 weeks on his YouTube channel. Based on the video we did last night, many of you saw that live, and it was available for viewing at Truth, Money, and Freedom even up until this morning, and it was taken down. And once again, YouTube is not giving me a strike; they're giving me a warning because medical misinformation is what they said. Yet we showed our sources. So, but apparently the only thing that's accurate is if it's released from the World Health Organization. Now, the World Health I'd like to say this because I cannot bring you the data right now because it's been removed. My wife has been very, very, let's just say, on top of the situation with muzzling. At the World Health Organization on their website, as of May of 2020, they did say muzzling does not prevent someone from being infected from a virus. They actually said that on their website, the World Health Organization. That has since changed. That they've changed it in the middle of the beer flu. So the World Health Organization did say muzzling does not prevent viruses. Now, what I can tell you, whether or not YouTube wants to give me a strike on this video or not, I'm telling you folks, if you go out and purchase a package of those generic surgical masks, muzzles, it says right on the package, does not prevent viral infections. It actually says it on the package. And it says that actually on cloth masks muzzles that I have seen in retail stores as well. So who are we to believe? The World Health Organization, who has flip-flopped, Fauci, who has flip-flopped a grand total of like 3 times now, or what they actually print on the muzzle packages themselves in the retail store. So what I will tell you is my brother Chris got the beer flu. He muzzled like a good person should, and he muzzled all the time. And out of everyone in my family who got the beer flu, he got it the worst. It kicked his butt. He was down for a week. Fever, chills, out both ends. I meant he really got it bad. But he was muzzled. He shouldn't have gotten it, according to the World Health Organization. He was better protected than the rest of my family who got it, who had extremely light symptoms. Certainly not worth going to the doctor for. So, what is the truth here? Since YouTube is accusing me and Alex of spreading misinformation, how about real scientific data? That is it possible that people who muzzle actually get sicker than those who don't from the beer flu? What are your thoughts on that, Alex?
Well, I wanted to make a video on this. Forgot to, but it's actually a really good news story about these masks, and it's on Channel 5 News. It was talking about in Tennessee. They actually had the government was distributing all these masks to all the people for free, and over 5 million were found to be tainted. So it had a chemical in this face mask called Silverdur 930 Flex amicrobial. Uh, so this is a really bad chemical, and it's supposedly to stop antimicrobial substance, but it's actually known to actually hurt people as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they were having all these masks tainted with this harmful chemical. Uh, they actually an EPA document from 2017 also says silverdur is harmful if inhaled. So basically, they distributed all these masks to these people in Tennessee. No one's really talked about it, and all these masks were tainted. If the people breathe in these masks, they're actually really bad.
Yep. Well, and my point is this, is that um, if someone is to muzzle, and by the way, I'm seeing the chat right here. I'll get to you guys in a second. If someone's to wear the muzzle, they are going to get, and by the way, this is scientific. YouTube, this is scientific. 5 to 20% less oxygen than they would normally get if they muzzle up, and that actually hurts the immune system. So this is something that I don't think we can really argue science with. This is a fact. You're getting more carbon dioxide and less oxygen when you muzzle. That's a fact. So does that or does that not actually have an ill effect on the immune system? I'm not a
Uh,
doctor. I'm not a scientist. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Alex.
yeah, it definitely does have a harm on the immune system. I really hope everybody checks out Dr. Simone Gold because she really tells this all. You can check her out on YouTube and BitChute because she was banned off YouTube. And they're distributing all these masks that are tainted with harmful chemicals, and it leads me to believe a lot of these masks are actually these face diapers are actually from China. They're made with you know they regulate a lot of stuff in the United States, but China, they can basically put whatever chemicals they want. They can lace these masks with all these different chemicals. So they're putting all these harmful chemicals in. The governor Newsom Gruesome was actually found out that he bought a whole bunch of masks from China using California taxpayers' money, and it was seemed like kind of underhanded thing to do. And they're doing all these behind the door deals. So I really hope that people just don't wear a mask, and that's really what I think. Oh, and here's a question from the chat room from Chaz.
Mm-hmm.
The whole world's on edge. Can you talk about how the big eight banks are covering their short positions on COMEX?
Okay, gotcha. Yes, we definitely need to talk about silver. Now, I'm not familiar on how the big eight banks are covering their short positions at this time. I am out of date on that, and I've not been able to actually look at the COMEX data. So actually, I can't actually account for that in any way that would be logical at this point in time. But it wouldn't surprise me. Guys, I got to tell you, let's talk silver now. Okay, we're done talking about the muzzle for right now. I just wanted to let you guys know that Alex got a strike. His account is down for the count right now for literally 2 weeks. Can't post anything, can't do any live streams. So that's the state Alex is in. I got a warning since it was my first quote unquote strike. I got a warning instead of a strike. So my channel is the Truth, Money, and Freedom podcast is still up and running. But I challenge YouTube on this video to actually come after us for medical misinformation. This is really getting astoundingly bad, YouTube, when you want to, basically anyone who challenges the status quo and basically the information coming out of the World Health Organization, even though they constantly edit their scientific data on their website, and we have proof of that. So at any rate, okay, enough about the muzzles. Let's move on to silver. I can actually bring up, by the way, let me get to a few more comments real quick before I actually go back to my website. Silver to the moon. But John Grievous says, hello from Missouri. Hey there, John. You and I are neighbors, man. I'm in Missouri, too. So welcome aboard. Silver Eagle is silver to the moon. Not yet, Silver Eagle, but it is coming. It is coming. Chaz, we'll talk about the 8 banks in a second here. Current events are playing out past week on COMEX. Chaz, I may ask you to put some additional data in the chat for me. If you know of what's going on last week in the COMEX, I do believe there's short covering going on. There's no way there wouldn't be. See, Silver Eagle says silver $100 by April. I don't know about $100 by April. I don't want to. We're in uncharted waters now, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen. But $100 by April tells me that we'll actually be beginning the financial collapse, the movement of currency out of the bond market into commodities, and that's what we would see if that happened. So we'll keep an eye out for that for sure. That's something I've been looking for. Let's see. Matt, Kiss My Butt Socialist says the main reason for the muzzle is fear conditioning more than, for more orders to come. I believe that's partially true. I also think it's identification because you have to target the people who are not wearing a muzzle. And then basically for public shaming from their peers who do wear the muzzle. It's about forming divisions between the peoples as well. If you're not wearing a muzzle, then you don't care about spreading the beer flu. You don't care about, someone's grandmother. That's signaling to everybody there for public shaming. By the way, I do not wear a mask. I didn't wear one today either. Let's see. You will comply, Tube. Yep, I understand, Matt. That's what we're getting over here. Matt says, I know of a YouTuber that got a strike and a vid taken down for posting what CDC had posted about dead numbers. Yep. In fact, I have not done a video on the numbers from John Hopkins for a while now. And now that YouTube is paying attention to this channel, I doubt I can actually talk about these things anymore without getting a strike. So we're going to talk about that at the end of this video, about the alternative platforms that we're on. Both Alex and Truth, Money, and Freedom podcast, we are already on alternative platforms. So we'll talk about that. And let's see, runny nose every time you wear the face diaper. Yep, same thing here. Sinus problems. Chaz, they're driving down rates with 10-year and 20-year yields. Yep, I know that too. That's yield curve control. It's in hyperdrive. Chaz, they're covering billions past week. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. It's all crazy. The paper markets have shown totally disconnected from the physical market. Yes, they are. Next few weeks should be interesting. It's all government and banks running things. Yep, agree with that 100%. And I'll tell you what, I'll let Alex talk a bit while we go take a look at silver.
Well, I definitely think that silver is going to be going up in the near future because we're using silver in everything. We're using silver in electronics. We're using silver in, everything. The iPhone, basically everything. But what I really think is going to be going up, though, honestly, is copper. And I think that's going to be going up the most. I'll send you a chart. I think I can send you so you can bring it up for the
Sure.
copper to gold ratio for the last 100 years. I'll send a message into the chat right now.
Okay.
If you could show that, because copper is at an all-time low for gold, basically. So I really think copper is poised to be a lot. So I put the link to it in the welcome room text.
Okay, gotcha.
There.
I've got it up now. Copper to gold ratio.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. So if you look at this copper gold ratio and hit all, and hit
All.
the all on the top, it's near the zoom, more in the top, right, right under the copper to gold ratio in big letters.
Yep. It's not moving for. There we go. It just took a long time. Got it.
Right. Okay, so if you hit all, and then you see that copper is actually really low right now compared to what it has been. So this is the copper for the last 250 years, everyone, or 170 years or something like that. So we see in 18 uh, around 1860 it was really high. That was about the highest it ever was. So what really brought it down was the whole Brenton Woods thing when they completely got us off the gold standard in 1971. And for some reason, the copper to gold ratio crashed completely. If you see that right there in 1971.
Mhm.
And then we're here in 2021 today, and we see that copper is basically at the lowest it's ever been. So I think copper is going to be going up because it just doesn't make sense that it's so low right now. I think it's because copper, especially during things like war and other things, there's a reason why the United States government stopped making copper pennies during World War II and they switched to the steel pennies. And there's also because copper is a war material. So when war starts, copper will also go up. And another thing as well too with copper is that actually the United States government is no longer making copper pennies anymore. Since 1982, the United States has changed the currency. They are no longer using copper in pennies. They're using a different metal like zinc coated with copper.
Yeah,
And I
zinc.
think the newest one is, yeah, the newest one is even less than that. So they gotten rid of copper. So now every copper penny is actually worth over 2 cents in melt value for basically any coins before 1982.
Hmm.
And so I think copper is going to be poised to explode in the near future. What do you think?
I think so too, but I think there's another reason why copper's going up, juxtaposition to virtually any other metal, not to mention the monetary metals. Copper mines pull a lot of silver, so I think it's probably um, the more they raise the price of copper, the faster they will mine copper. Therefore, the more silver they will pull out as a byproduct. That's a way to get more silver on the market without raising the price of silver. And it's a theory I have. I can't prove it, but I think that's why, like for instance, copper will go up, aluminum goes up, steel goes up, and yet silver and gold go down. It's because it's byproducts from these mines. Gold and silver are byproducts from virtually any other kind of mining. And that's where I do believe some 60% of all silver comes from is zinc and copper mines. Possibly gold mines as well.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right as on that, and I think copper is really undervalued because if you look at that chart, what does it say? So what's the copper to gold ratio now? It's less than 0.0005 when it used to be only 0.0015 in 1860. So it's like 300% lower than what it should be,
Yep.
or more than that actually.
Yep.
So it's just at such historic lows right now. Like it's not like even gold supposedly was at like gold and silver. The silver ratio to gold is also historically high as well. Um, it's like 70 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold now, when it
It's something like
historically has been
60.
one.
Paper and physical are different. It's about 45 physical,
Okay,
and it's about 64 paper right now. The silver to gold ratio.
okay, so it's around that, but it really should be 1 to 8. Oh,
Hmm.
here's a question someone had. Vicky D. Garcia. By when will copper rise?
Actually, copper is starting to rise now. Now it's taken a little bit of a pullback, but it's been rising steadily for about 2 years. So it's probably healthy for it to take a little bit of a pullback. But at the same time, why is copper rising? Um, Now, right now, if you read the articles, and I could bring up articles, they say that there's an anticipated large economic boom coming and there's going to be a lot of building going on. I really strongly disagree with that. Um, Now, we are going into an inflation right now, and let's look at the price of wood. The price of 2 by 4s lumber is about 4 times higher than it was in 2015, 16, maybe 17. So it's gone up a lot. And so, actually building structures, I mean, mainly on wood, with wood, is very costly now. So are we going to start this huge, big expansion while we have all this malinvestment? The answer is no. I don't think it's going to happen. Is the Green New Deal going to happen? Well, yep, they'll have to print up a lot of currency for that. So that would take copper up, but it'll also take up everything else up with it. So I'm not sure when copper is going to go up, but what's more curious to me is why is copper going up as construction is at historic lows?
I think countries like China are on the move right now. They're building up their social credit system and also their infrastructure pertaining to electronics, such as the Great Belt Initiative and all this other stuff that's
Hmm.
going on right now over there. So I think they're going to be needing to import a lot more copper than they have been to continue what they're doing because they're even building like cities like for like no reason, but I think there's a reason why they're building all these cities and all this infrastructure. So I think copper's going to go up just from what the ratio is, and I don't know when exactly it will rise, but I think it'll rise probably around the same time of silver. Someone said Garcia said so the copper shortage is real? Question mark.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that there's a shortage. Now, I did read some articles saying there's a shortage, but with copper where it's at right now, we're talking about the actual price of the commodity. I don't know why there would be a shortage. Actually, copper mines should be profitable right now. So if there's a copper shortage, that must mean that some of the mines are drying up. But lucky for us, that is not a rare metal. There's a lot of copper out there. So, not to mention with the recycling programs they have. So, I don't think there's a copper shortage. I, I would have to really look into that. And I know I'm saying that a lot here lately, gang. That's because I've not been able to keep up on the commodities here in the past couple of weeks. Um, my fault, just too many things on my plate plus regular work. But um, I would I would be surprised if there was an actual copper shortage. I think that this is an artificial inflation on copper.
Well, I think it just looking at the chart, I think copper's at really historic lows. Like they say it's going higher, but honestly it really hasn't gone much higher if you look at
Well,
the
yeah,
chart.
compared to gold, it's actually dropping in price. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
what this.
dropping in price.
Yep. So
So what I think is what I was going to say is I think copper is going to be going up also because the United States has stopped using copper in its coinage in the 80s. So I think there's a reason for that. They think copper is valuable, so they don't want to give it to the general public anymore. Even copper's too important to give to the general public anymore, like gold and silver.
yeah, that may be it. As far as silver goes, I'm predicting some pretty wild moves in silver this year. I don't know, I think it was Chaz who put in the chat $100 by April. I'm not sure about that, Chaz. I don't see that really. I do see a strong possibility of silver hitting its all new highs by maybe sometime April or May. That would be $50. That's doable in my mind based on let's see, that's our next delivery month. This is not a delivery month, so next month is April. So that would be May. Beginning of May is when they'll be delivering silver again. So, and there's an old saying in the business um, sell in May and go away. And that was about, basically precious metals. So that's like the last big delivery month, and the deliveries during the summer are not very big for precious metals. So they typically go down in price at that time. However, the
No,
interesting thing, go ahead.
oh, that makes sense what you just said.
Yep, the interesting thing here is, and guys, this is really important, and I can't stress this enough for all of you guys listening today. I don't remember who put this data out. It might have been Craig Hemke. It could have been. It could have been. Oh dear God! You see, I'm forgetting names now. Miles Franklin. So that'd be Andy Scheckman. Someone put out the data recently that investment demand for silver has exceeded industrial demand as of a couple of weeks ago. It's 3 weeks ago, maybe. And of course, that's a Wall Street silver squeeze movement in progress. I get that. But I want to say this is historically significant. The last time this happened was in 1980 with the Hunt brothers. So we haven't had investment demand for silver this high in 40 years. I mean, that's important. And if it continues, industry is going to have to get silver, and it's going to be rare. It's going to be hard to get. It's gonna bid up the price, and that's why I think that $50, maybe by April, is a possibility. I don't want to say that's my prediction, but I'm saying that that's actually reasonable in my mind. $100 by the end of the year, maybe, or into next year, possible. But remember now, they're holding that down as hard as they can, and they're continuing to hold it down. When silver starts going up,
I definitely,
go ahead.
yeah, I definitely think I agree with that. Chaz had another question. Do you feel jittery like the world's coming to an end as we know it? Question mark.
Well,
Um, what
go
do you think?
ahead. Alex, you go first, and then I'll go on that one.
Okay, so I have to think that's true because the world has already ended like we had known it for hundreds of years. We used to be able to see people's faces, but then all of a sudden, we were only seeing people's faces with masks. We were able to travel without wearing a mask. They stopped our right to travel to other places. So I think that really shows that the world, as we have known it, has already basically ended. In my opinion, what do you think?
I've got two thoughts. Financially, the world ended in 2008, and we're coasting right now on more debt in order to try and keep the system afloat. And socially, I say, basically, we started a civil war, and that was on January 6th. That was the beginning of the new civil war. We don't recognize it as a civil war yet. Just like when the Boston Tea Party happened in 1773, they didn't recognize it as the beginning of the Revolutionary War because it was the beginning of the revolution. The war started with the Battle of Concord in 1775. So we're just starting into it, so we don't recognize the Civil War yet. I think we're entering into a period of civil war. Countries are starting to push back against a lot of this medical tyranny. Now, we have states in the United States pushing back against the medical tyranny. And so it's not going to be following the narrative that they want us to follow. There's going to be blowback for that. There's going to be resistance. There's going to be friction. There's going to be unintended consequences because this is their time to shift us into a new currency and to shift us into a new type of government. And they're not real happy with those that are resisting right now. So, like I said, there's going to be ramifications, I think. But I say I'm very comfortable with resisting the tyranny. I know other people aren't. I know family members who aren't. But I do see relevant life has been ended for a year with the beer flu. I do see that, and everyone's life has had to change. People are very unhappy. People are losing their jobs. People haven't lost their homes. There's not been a big, amount of foreclosures on the market at this time. That's because of these rent and mortgage moratoriums. It's coming though. You can't do this forever. They're just printing currency and paying people's rent with it. How long can that go on? So it's almost a period of chaos. But the beautiful thing about the chaos is people are starting to see that they're in the matrix. So sometimes good things can come out of bad things. People are starting to see that their freedoms are being ripped away from them. And they're seeing that there's really no good reason for it. So that's the best part of it. That's when they actually start to push back. Alex, your thoughts?
Definitely agree. We need to push back against this. We need to stand up for our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If we don't, they're just going to be stripped away from us forever. I think that's what we need to do. We need to stand up for them, and that's what I think. I think they're planning on moving us to an outdoor prison. I think what they plan on doing is moving us to a mandatory digital currency, government currency,
Hmm.
and that way they'll be able to control what's going on in everybody's lives. I think they want to get rid of physical fiat currency, and then they want to bring a digital fiat currency, basically. So I think that's what they plan on doing, and I think that's how they plan on changing the financial system in the coming years or months, possibly. China's already starting to move into this. Actually, I made a video about it with Andy Shipman on my YouTube account, and he was basically saying that China has made its own digital currency already, and it's forcing its citizens to join it. So basically, what the Chinese government can do, and China's the model for all of this, unfortunately. Basically, the Chinese government can take everybody's money if they want to. They can just unhook them. They can make it so they can't spend their money. So it's pretty scary what's going on in China, and I think that's what they plan on doing for the rest of the world, unfortunately. So I think it's really a battle between who's going to win. Cryptocurrency for the new system of you know currency in the world, or is it going to be physical precious metals like copper, gold, and silver, and other actual tangible assets? That's what I think, but what do you think?
I think you're probably right on that. It's going to be commodities, gang. This is what I've thought for a long time. Before I go forward with that, I want to say hello to a lot of folks that have been sending us messages here, notably to Pika. Hello to Pika. And Pika said, basically, he was advising me to use code. He did. And it wasn't about the code, it was about the information. So, but I understand using the code words so they don't look into it. And you're correct. We didn't use proper coding with our words on last night's live stream. That is correct. So it got flagged. The video was banned, but never worry. Our good friend Alex here got a copy of it, and I'll get a copy from him, and we'll make sure that it's on BitChute and on Library and UGetTube. And so let's talk about that for a second, Alex. Since we obviously, and by the way, I'm not a big fan of speaking in code. I keep forgetting, and my mind goes faster than my mouth does. So I just, it gets away from me. But I want everyone here to know that Alex and I are both on separate platforms. If we ever end up wearing out our welcome on YouTube because they're not happy with the information we put on, you can find us on other platforms. That's listed down below in the description section of my video, and also in Alex's channel, which is also listed down below in the description section. So, and I don't know what else to say about that, Pika, but yes, you did warn me. You did indeed. So I'll give you full credit for that. And yep, I got my first. Actually, I got a warning. I didn't get a strike. If I had a strike, I wouldn't be able to live stream right now. However, we'll give this video 24 hours and see if I get an official strike. Because we just did another video here and we showed the news story. We were just reporting on a story. We'll see where that goes. Okay, we'll cover a few other. Edward Show says hello, and he liked and subscribed. Hey, thank you very much, Edward. Don't forget to check us out on Library and on BitChute. And 1982 D pennies are made out of bronze. Hey, I didn't know that. That's interesting. So copper and what makes up bronze again? It's copper and nickel or something like that. That makes up
Copper and tin does.
copper and tin. Okay, gotcha. And let's see. And Matt says maybe I should sell my scrap copper and buy copper stock. Yeah, that you might do better in stock than you will in the metal. Um, and I don't have a whole lot of copper, but I do have some. And I have it to give it to gifts to my young nieces and nephews and grandkids and stuff like that. But they also get silver. By the way, that's what I do, gang. I give my daughter, she's got silver, and my grandkids get silver, and my niece and nephew get silver. So, and copper. And
I
let's
think
see.
it's cool that you can hoard such a huge amount of copper though for the same price of getting one gold coin. Like you
Yep.
can hold
Yeah, but
hundreds of pounds.
yeah, think about moving that around in your bug out bag, though, my friend. I mean, silver's bad, but copper's worse. Um,
Well, that's one of the good things I think about copper. I mean, if we actually do go back on a precious metal system, you're not going to be spending like a silver dollar. You might be spending like copper coins. Like
yep.
a copper penny used to actually be worth a good amount of money
Yeah.
back in the old days. Back in the 1950s, a copper penny could get you a lot actually.
Yep.
And now pennies are worthless basically, but that's just devaluing of the currency. So I think if copper goes up to what it was 1950 levels, I think it's really going to be pretty good. Oh, and I wanted to also add one thing really quick too. So I posted a link to my website for everyone to check out these alternative social media sites on the chat. And I think everyone should really join these sites. I'm going to give the names to them, but you can also check out the site. You get Tube, YouTube, BitChute, Brighteon, uh, Library TV, and Rumble. So these are all good alternative sites to YouTube where you can post videos on. If we all get on these sites, we can actually weaken their system of control, I think. So please uh, get on these sites. And here's some alternative social media sites to Twitter that I think are really good because communist Twitter and Facebook are banning people. And that includes Parler, Minds.com, Gab, and MeWe. Those are all really good sites for showing your social media. So
What
if you
about
could all,
Mastodon? What do you think of Mastodon?
I've never heard of it. I need to add it if it's
Okay,
actually,
it's
I
a
can add it to this.
it's a Twitter alternative, Mastodon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never heard of it. Uh, I can definitely add that to this web page that I made. I had no idea
Okay. Chaz
about
says,
it.
I wonder if guns will be like currency too. I think they will, and they will hold value like gold to barter with when you need something. I agree, and actually, the same thing applies to ammunition too. It's not just guns, but ammunition as well. So, by the way, that's something that I've been talking about on my channel forever. Basically guns and ammo, and unfortunately, ammo is now virtually impossible to get reasonably. And I would probably start adding that to guns. It's not that you can't get guns. It's just that the gun you want, the stores, seem to be sold out of. That's the one everyone wants, right? So you got to order it, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and that's kind of the way it is with guns right now. And by the way, I know someone who ordered up a 12 gauge gun that had been waiting for 3 months before the order was canceled by the manufacturer. So at any rate, yeah, guns and ammo are great barter items. You definitely want to do that with someone you trust though, or someone you know. Um, but yeah, that's kind of a touchy area there. But let's see, a lot of people going to Phoenix social media. Phoenix social media. Okay, that's one to look
Yeah.
into, Alex.
I've never heard of that. It
I've never
sounds
heard
kind
of
of
it either.
scary though,
Okay.
because the Phoenix has been unfortunately depicted in a lot of like world government things, but it's definitely something to check out. I've never heard of it myself. So it's called Phoenix Social Media. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I never heard of this Mastodon or any of this other ones, so it's
Yeah,
good to.
I think Mastodon is probably the primary competitor to Twitter. I think that's
Oh,
the,
really?
yep,
Okay.
it's that big, I think. Matt says he's been loading like
It's
no
bigger than
tomorrow.
Parlar.
Parlor came up
Is
after
it bigger than?
Mastodon. Hang on,
Okay.
Parlor. Yeah, Parlor for some reason gained a lot of notoriety recently. It's like when Trump left office. Mastodon has been big for about 2 or 3 years as a Twitter alternative. Um,
Oh, I'm okay. Yeah, they just keep it out of the media then, because I've
mhm,
never heard of it. I think must be a reason
yep.
why they
And,
do that.
and not to mention, we're talking about barterable items. I'd like to say again, copper and silver are really, really good barterable items, guys. And silver's coming down again now, but the premium is still maintaining, $5 to $6 value. So um, take advantage of the dip if you guys can. Now I'm going to say something not from me, but from Mike Maloney. Mike Maloney said that basically, if this dip goes down to $21, it is most likely the final dip before the moonshot. And Mike Maloney has never said this before. Never. So we might want to pay attention to the silver price. And I'm not
What
saying
did he say?
he said that if this pullback technically went to, we're talking spot price here. If this pullback technically went to $21, it would most likely be the final dip before the moonshot. So that's what Mike
Okay.
Maloney said. This is, once again, this is dealing with technical charts he's looking at. So, in other words, he did the
Okay.
setup. He did say that it would pretty much have to go real close to $21 on spot. So that's what he had said.
Okay.
So, and Mike Maloney's pretty good on
I
this
see.
information. So,
Right.
but at
So,
any rate,
so
if anyone was, the reason I bring it up, Alex, is if anyone who's listening in is sitting on the fence with silver right now, you might want to pick some up. I mean, you don't even have to wait for 21. I know it's more expensive than it used to be. Shoot, I wish I could pick up silver for $7 an ounce again, like I used to. Those days are over. I will never get $7 an ounce again, and I'm talking physical. I got it for $7 an ounce. Um, yeah, shoot, I think I remember yeah, it was about between $6 and $7, but that's never going to happen again. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. I'm at that spilt milk under the bridge, gang. The price of silver is going up. If I want to continue to accumulate, I have to cough up more cash. Don't wait for these massive technical pullbacks. Dollar cost average your way in. Go buy 2 or 3 ounces a paycheck. Spend about $100, get you, 3 ounces of silver every paycheck. That's my advice. I'm not a financial consultant, by the way, so I need to say that. Neither is Alex. He is not a financial consultant either. Uh, but that's my considered advice. Let's see.
I think that's definitely sounds about right. Oh, so Garcia said it's actually called Phoenix Social Network for
Okay,
everyone who wants to look it up.
okay, gotcha. Is that like an alternative to Facebook, Garcia?
Garcia hasn't wrote anything yet. I'm sure it probably is. It's a social network. She said so. If it's a social network, it's probably like Twitter or Facebook.
Yep.
I'll look it up right now.
Okay.
Phoenix Social Network. Okay.
Ooh, Garcia said he got 300
Uh,
silver ounces today. Wow. Was that physical in your hands, or did you
that's
order it up, Garcia? That's quite a bit of silver, man. Congratulations. That's wonderful.
yeah, I missed quite a bit. Good amount. So I looked up Phoenix Social Network and nothing came up. So I'm not sure. Maybe they have something wrong with their thing or something. Uh, I looked it up. I didn't actually see anything when I looked at Phoenix Social Network. But I think, yeah, I think truth, money, and freedom will prevail in the end. What do you think?
I'm hoping so, because we need truth, money, and freedom, and we need the real stuff, gang. Not this clownish, stuff the government keeps giving us. The truth, um, that's another thing, is basically, I think one of the fallacies of our current society is that we can all hold our own truths, but there is only one truth. You know, unfortunately, it's all about political correctness now. So what's true for me may not be true for you, according to society. Silver and gold are real money. I hold that as a truth. And society says, nope, that's not true. That's just your opinion. But it can be your truth. And that's one thing that, that I really, truly hope that everyone who listens to this podcast takes very seriously, is that silver and gold are the only things that are actual real money. Everything else is a speculative bet or just credit or debt. So,
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think everyone should also invest in food and water,
yeah.
have stores of that, because if we do get back to the bartering system, you'll need that. And also, if a major disaster happens, you'll also need that food and water as well.
Hey, the revolting
Just
man
for
is here. Hey there, buddy. Nice to have you. He says, you can't tell the truth on YouTube. Don't you know anything? Yep, I found out. I got a strike, man. Actually, for me, it was a warning, and Alex got the full strike with his account down for 2 weeks. For the live stream we did last night talking about face diapers. We were reporting on a story out of Idaho where people were publicly burning face diapers on the steps of the Capitol building. Showed the article, and I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing okay. Hopefully you're doing okay too. Yep.
yeah,
And
getting rid of people's accounts, like it's just really scary how they want to give people strikes. It's really just total communism. We need to take back the internet, join these alternative media sources, because if we don't, we're just going to allow Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to run the whole internet
yep.
practically.
And that's what they want. So, yep, but we're going live. So, I mean, we're live right now, and so I don't do much on D Live, but on YouTube they let you go live. However, you guys can find all of our videos on alternative platforms such as BitChute, Library, and YouGetTube. So the videos are
Do
still
you
there.
like D Live? How do you like D Live? How does that work?
I didn't like it at all. Um, but then again, I'm getting more comfortable with doing live videos now, so I may go back there and play with it a little bit. I have heard a couple of folks saying that there is a little bit of censorship over there. I need to find out if that's true or not. I don't
Oh,
know.
oh, there is.
Um,
Oh.
well, I don't know if it's true. So, uh,
Some of these alternative media sites I've noticed have small amounts of censorship. Some of them, like YouTube and BitTube, don't have any at all.
yeah,
Neither does Gab, but there is a few though that have like a little bit, but nowhere near the censorship of Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, because there's just not enough. Basically, they don't have all the algorithms. They don't have all the huge all these different things that they use.
yeah.
Oh, Tribulation Prepper just said hi.
Hey, Trib. How's it going, buddy? Nice to see you back in a live stream, buddy. Yeah, well, the reason we did this one, I hate to repeat myself. I'm unfortunately the broken record tonight, is the live stream we did last night was banned by YouTube. Banned. Rejection, disgrace. So we talked about face diapers, and the video was banned. I got a warning because it's my first. Alex got an actual strike. So Alex's YouTube, the American Free Press, is down for 2 weeks. And we talked about face diapers, and we were talking about a story in Idaho where they were publicly burning face diapers in a 55-gallon drum right outside the steps of the Idaho State Capitol. And that's the story we covered. Let's see, I need to find a backup site. I was thinking about Rumble. Revolting Man, I hear good things about Rumble. I am not there, but I have not heard anything bad about it. So that's definitely, and you know something, Revolting Man? We'll talk later, but you can actually back up your entire YouTube channel on Library. And just by configuring it, it'll literally back up your entire YouTube channel for you. Alex was telling me that's also YouGetTube. They will also do the same thing for you. So I would consider that first, and then basically Rumble after that. By the way, I got a question for you, Revolting Man. Does Rumble let you go live? Because we're looking for
That's a good
place.
question.
Yeah, I don't know. So if anyone
I think
knows,
Rumble is one of the big.
go ahead,
He
Alex.
said,
I'm
"Really,
sorry.
that's cool." What I was gonna say though, if Rumble does go live, that'll be really good if we can do live videos on that. I
Yeah,
know it's based in Canada and it's one of the bigger ones. I think the two biggest video sharing ones are BitChute and Rumble. Those are the two big ones, and then YouTube is pretty small, and some of these others are pretty small, from what I understand. I think Libri is getting quite a bit bigger though now,
library
from
is
what I was
growing
looking
very
at.
large. Yes, but once again, no live capability there. He says
Yeah, I'd
he.
love to.
Go ahead.
Oh wait, what did he say?
He said he hasn't actually tried it
Oh, he
yet, so
said.
he doesn't know. Some other controversial channels
Oh, okay.
have headed over there. Yeah, but also too BitChute. I've experienced absolutely no censorship on BitChute, and nor have I seen any on Library, and I'm on both. Now they both have some growing pains because they're pulling in a lot of big YouTubers and pulling in big numbers faster than they're growing their servers. I think. I think.
Well, you're definitely right on that. There's also Brighteon. That's another one that they made,
Yeah, Mike
but
Adams'
it's not quite
place.
as good. It's not quite as good as a lot of these other ones, though. I don't think, though, but it's okay. Uh, so I really think, basically, Rumble, all these social media sites we need to get on, like
Okay.
Revolting Man.
Okay.
So Nevada Cario says hi.
Yep. Garcia said, try the Google App Store and put in Phoenix Social Network in the Google App Store. So this may be something that's only available, I guess, on Android or on Google,
Yeah.
whatever. Actually,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't think about that. Something that's just available on the phones as opposed to the PC. And hello, back to you
Because
again, Nevada Cario. Go ahead, Alex.
when they do decide to take something like that down, they don't even need to do much. They just need to remove it from their store if they don't have an actual website.
Yep.
But it's good to get on it though now, though, as long as they have it, I think.
Yep. And by the
Uh,
way, Alex, Nevada Cario has his own YouTube channel as well. Um, and I think at some
oh, he
point,
does.
hey, Nevada Cario, would it be possible for Alex and I to join you at the same time, sometime to do a podcast with you on the Nevada Cario channel? Let's talk about
Oh
freedom.
yeah, that would be cool.
Let's spread some
Yeah, I
liberty.
think that would be really good.
Yep. And maybe that wasn't the
That's
right.
cool. That
Go ahead.
oh yeah, he does have his own channel.
Yes, he does.
That's cool. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I wonder if he's on BitChute. Oh yeah, he's on
Yeah.
BitChute
Oh
too.
yeah, he's on
That's
BitChute.
cool.
Yeah, he's on top of it.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, because actually, one thing I noticed about YouTube, especially, I think they're shadow banning me on YouTube and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So I was actually getting subscribers on YouTube a lot quicker than even YouTube was,
Yep.
which I thought was pretty
The
cool.
same things happen to me on Library right now, where I lose people all the time on YouTube, sometimes in clusters, and but YouTube or not YouTube, I'm sorry, Odyssey or Library keeps growing. It just keeps growing. I never lose members. If I do,
Oh, Odyssey.
yeah, Odyssey and
What is
Library are the
Odyssey?
same thing.
I need to learn how to connect the library thing because I
Okay,
still don't
gotcha.
know
I'll
how to
help
do
you out
that.
with that. I'll get you hooked up with the Library Discord. Those folks helped me a year and a half ago when I did it, and I don't remember how it's done.
Okay.
Okay, and by the way, Pika
So
reports yes.
Nevada.
Yeah, go ahead, Alex.
So Nevada Cairo said, yes, I would, maybe Fridays.
Okay, gotcha. All right, no problem, buddy. I think between the three of us, we can have a rockin' show going on there. And like I said, Let's spread liberty and freedom, man. Let's do it. As long as we're still on, YouTube anyway. You guys, I just don't know. For those of you who are watching live tonight, this may actually constitute a full strike for me on YouTube on the Truth, Money, and Freedom channel. And if that's the case, I won't be able to post anything here for 2 weeks. So those of you who are here right now and you know we're doing this video and we talked about face diapers at the beginning of the video, and that's what they struck us for last night's video. So yeah, I'm using code words. Yeah. Oh, you're on your channel. Yeah. By the way, that's true. Nevada Cario really truly wants code words being used. He does not want any strikes.
Been banned before. Nevada Cario, have you been banned before on YouTube? Because I know a lot. I had a friend that actually got banned on YouTube. He had 20,000 followers, and he actually made a new YouTube account. And then he got banned again, and then made a new one. So he just keeps making new YouTube accounts.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are getting banned. Oh yeah, so he has already got banned before. So Nevada Cairo, how many subscribers did you have before they banned you? As a question. They took Route 2 off a bit ago. Chaz says.
They took Road to Ruta off. Road to Ruta? Bix Weirs? Shoot, man, he doesn't even talk about politics or face diapers. All he talks about is cryptocurrencies and gold and silver.
Oh wow.
Okay. Huh. Okay. So
Nevada.
Go ahead, Alex.
Oh no, you go ahead. Sorry.
Well, first off, okay, Chaz, thank you for the information on Bix. I think Bix was on Odyssey or Library as well, so I should be able to pick him up there. As far as Pika goes, that's the same thing that happened here, buddy. I got a warning since it was my first, and so I didn't get a strike. Alex did, however, get a strike, so we're having him here on the Truth, Money, and Freedom podcast tonight to let everyone know he can't post new content on YouTube for 2 weeks. So he can't do a live stream, he can't do new content. So it's unfortunate, but at any rate, so we felt at Truth, Money, and Freedom, we needed to get the word out that Alex didn't disappear. It's just that YouTube didn't like us talking about face diapers last night. Apparently they found that offensive. The official wording is medical misinformation. And I got it on my channel too, by the way. So apparently we were spreading medical disinformation. That's the official word. Okay, and Green-Eyed Flower, hey, welcome back. Green-Eyed Flower says Bix was off for a week. Okay, so he's not banned. He's like in a YouTube jail.
Wow. Oh, also, I was going to tell everyone, if you could all please follow me on YouTube and BitChute if you want to see my videos, because I will be posting new videos on those platforms for the weeks that I'm off of YouTube.
Yep, the links are down below.
So tell everybody that.
Yep, we got his website listed down below too. Do you have all your platforms on your website?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay,
yep.
Gotcha. So actually down below in the description section of this video, you'll be able to find links to be able to get a hold of Alex and all the social media platforms he's on. Yes, same thing. What is it about? Your channel? Oh, Nevada Cario is asking, what's your channel about, Alex? You want to tell the folks what your channel's all about and what you do?
My channel's about the free American press. Basically, I want to support the freedom of the press. I'm trying to basically I want to restore the freedoms in the United States. I support gold and silver. I support precious metals. I really think those are good things. And I basically just support human freedom. I'm against communism. I talk bad about communism, and I just want to bring back America to its founding principles. I also do interviews with people like Church Militant, Andy Schickman, and a few others that I've done, basically to expose the communist agenda in the United States and in the world. So that's basically what I'm doing on my channel
Drop the
on the Free
link.
American Press.
Okay, can you hang on? Can you give me the link directly to? Oh, hang on. To you're talking about the link to his website? Actually, I should be able to find that real quick. Hang on one second.
Okay. And also, yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
His channel, Nevada Carrio's channel, is mostly about volunteerism and 100 freedom, not state only market. Okay. Chaz says you need to do a national campaign, otherwise people can't vote for you. I guess that's only the presidency, though.
Yep. Hey guys, what do you think of this? Is it time to actually do psych evaluations on anyone who's running for public office? That way we can determine whether or not they're a psychopath, a sociopath, a diabolical narcissist, or a toxic narcissist before we vote for them. Instead of having letters like D and R after their names, we could have psychopath, sociopath, narcissist. And that way we can vote for the lesser of these guys after we get the psych evals. So that way, basically, as we vote for senators and representatives and presidents, we can at least vote for narcissists. Forget the party. Let's just get rid of the let's get rid of the psychopaths in government that enjoy causing pain, inflicting pain on the people.
They're all just about control. It's basically just more technical control than what they've had before. We can just look at the first emperor of China. What did he do?
Yep.
He made all the people, he burnt all the books, and then he moved all his nobles to his capital city so he could keep an eye on them.
Hmm.
And that's basically what they're doing now. They're burning all the books. They're burning Dr. Seuss books, all these other books, and they're trying to move everybody on the internet so they can keep an eye on us. So it's the same thing as well.
Yep. And also, one more announcement, and once again, it's not an announcement, it's probably a pre announcement. I am thinking about actually getting sponsors for Truth, Money, and Freedom. And actually, because I have a couple of projects I'd like to do with Truth, Money, and Freedom. But at any rate, I wouldn't monetize with YouTube. I will not do that. I think I've said that many times in my videos. I don't want YouTube getting money off of my work. So I mean, I'm drawing a hard line there. But if I found a couple of sponsors and did some ads for them on Truth, Money, and Freedom, what would you guys think about that? And I would do the ads. It wouldn't be commercials. Um,
That would be pretty good if you're doing, ads for a good company, like
yep.
maybe a company selling gold and silver or something like that.
Well, actually, that's part of what I'm actually thinking about, partnering up with Andy Schechtman and selling gold and silver. I'm
Oh,
actually thinking about it, gang. I mean, I have never, ever thought about monetizing before. I've been against it and resisting it, but there's a couple of things that I would like to get done with Truth, Money, and Freedom, and I need to raise some funds for it. So I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts are. If I actually was an agent for Miles Franklin and sold gold and silver, would you guys lose any respect for me? I'm not selling out. I would be selling the same thing that I buy. I buy gold and silver myself. Um,
you'd be
so
selling out because that's actually a good cause. Now, if you're gonna like be selling Apple phones or something like
nope,
that, then
nope.
but something like that, though, the guy that you actually know who's the CEO, he's trying to do good work.
Yep.
I definitely don't think you would be.
Okay.
I
You.
think that's a good idea. Uh, oh, Nevada Cario says he maybe wants to run for sheriff. Oh, that's pretty
Hey,
cool.
that would be nice, man. Um, let's see if anyone
Yeah, we
would
could.
like to buy photos from me. That's an opportunity. It is always open. Photos. What kind of photos are you selling? Do you take like nature pictures, Nevada Cario? Um, Man, I did not know you were into photography. I thought I knew you better, man. And here you got this skill that I didn't even know about. That's awesome, dude.
So Nevada, Cairo is on our Discord, right?
No, he's not on our Discord. He's on Element, and that's another thing I'm getting used to. And we'll open up basically they'll open that up to everyone, Truth, Money, and Freedom through Element as soon as we get it all figured out, so everyone can go in. You're just an amateur photographer. Gotcha, Nevada. So
Now,
okay,
just to make it clear, he does want to run for sheriff, right?
uh, hang on. Nevada, did you say that you want to run for sheriff?
I think he said something. He
Yep.
said maybe run for
Yeah,
sheriff.
I see that. He actually said that. So that's interesting.
Yeah, we definitely need to get some new good people in our local governments.
Yes,
That's
we
what I
do.
think everybody who can, who's able to, should run for their local mayorship, their local sheriff, become local sheriff, or even become a state senator or state assembly member
Yep.
where they have a chance of winning, and then we can change it, have a grassroots movement.
Sure.
Uh,
So that's the party that we're talking about. By the way, that'll be our next live stream. We're going to talk about some of it. Alex, let's not say anything more about it now. I want to do a separate live stream on that. Uh,
oh, well, I still need to do some more work on that.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
when I some more on stuff on that.
okay, gotcha.
Okay,
Yes.
so Chaz said, if my silver bet pays off, I'm moving from New York to New Mexico.
Okay.
Uh, I think that's New Mexico is probably better than New York, but it's pretty hot in New Mexico, though. Did New Mexico go for the Democrats last election? Do you know,
Well, I don't know,
or
but
was that Utah?
I'm just going to say, Chaz, I'd get out of New York no matter what, whether your silver bet pays off in the near term or not. New York is not the place you want to be. The rich have moved out. So, just like parasites, the government is now focusing and circling the wagons around the middle class there to pick up the tax that the rich are no longer paying. That's a very, yeah, never mind. I'm sorry.
I would recommend Tennessee. That's a good state overall for Chaz. Okay, so let's see. There's some more questions that just came in. Chaz says, I don't see a lot of people going into politics. Period. Most people just worry of their finances. So you're unique if you want to enter that cesspool. Now I have to disagree with what he said, because if you're really worried about your finances, you'd want to join politics so you could stop the terrible and bloodthirsty tax collectors.
Hey,
That's what I.
on Chaz's behalf, I'll bet you my bottom dollar he's talking about federal politics right now. Chaz, you want to confirm that for me? The only reason I say that is Alex was referring to local politics, getting involved in your local city government or your local county government. So I think
One of
that's.
the problems, like,
Go ahead.
yeah, if you could clarify that. But one of the problems that I see going on right now is actually local governments themselves are increasing the tax rates and running their counties into major debt. Like my county's,
Yep.
ran the county in a major debt, with
Yep.
what the stuff they're doing. So it's not just federal; it's the local level, even worse, almost in some cases, with the debt and everything.
Yep. Chaz confirmed. Yes, he was speaking to the federal government, and I agree with you on that. It is a cesspool, and I wouldn't go there either. And I don't call my representative or senator because I don't waste my time. I try very
Well,
hard not to. Go ahead.
what I think we need to do first before we even think about federal level is first actually take over one state for freedom, at least one, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe run some people for federal government there. But as of right now, you're basically not even going to get elected at this point if you actually run for freedom. Like Ron Paul was one of the few exceptions. I think he's really one of the head people in the liberty movement, I think.
Yep.
Oh, and here's Nevada carry. Oh, yeah, they did pass constitutional carry in Montana and Utah! Exclamation point.
All right. Good deal. Good deal. And by the way, more and more states are passing that now. It's a good. It's a good idea. The unfortunate thing is what every state needs is a Second Amendment Preservation Act. So the federal government can't come in with draconian laws and start confiscating guns through red flag laws. That's something all of you who have been watching Truth, Money, and Freedom know I've been working on here in Missouri. I would like to actually ask another one more time because no one really said anything. Because I see a lot of our core group in here. Would anyone think less of Truth, Money, and Freedom or yours truly, Timmy Chonga, if I, actually got a sponsor like Miles Franklin for the channel, so I could actually start developing money for website and related projects for Truth, Money, and Freedom, including gun review videos, by the way. So that's one. These are just a few things that I want to do. I have other ideas too, but I don't want to speak about them yet. So I'm just curious if anyone would be bothered if I monetized in that way. I will not monetize through YouTube. I will get sponsors, and then I will do my own commercials for the sponsors. So Green Eyed Flower says, do it. Okay, good deal. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't want anyone to think I'm selling out. And like I said, it would be just stuff that I do myself. Let's see. The Matrix Has You says that's why Ron Paul didn't make it. Didn't make it where? Oh, in the federal government. Yeah, too corrupt.
He did become a congressman, but he wasn't able to become president.
Yep. Okay, so Matt says go for it. Everyone has to make the donuts one way or another. Get some sponsorship. Okay, gotcha. I'll start doing that. It's going to take me some time to get that all sorted out, but I think I'm actually going to start getting some sponsors for the channel. And that's hard to do when you're a small channel, but I'll see what I can do. And
that's a good idea.
Yep. So thank you very much.
Oh, and so Nevada Cario just said Trident Tony 702 is thinking about running for sheriff.
Okay.
And I have no idea who that is. I find that interesting.
Yep, that's a YouTuber, Trident Tony. So.
Okay, so you like this
yep.
guy, or
yep.
you know him?
That is interesting, though, Nevada Cario, when people who are anarchists actually want to hold public office. I've always found that very interesting.
Oh, he's
yeah, Trident Tony
he's an
is probably an ANCAP, anarcho-capitalist. Would you say that's correct, Nevada Cario? Do it. Forget about the haters. Okay, I will, man. I'm glad I've got actually 4 positive responses on that. I just didn't want you guys to think that Truth, Money, and Freedom was selling out. But like I said, I will not advertise through YouTube. I will not monetize through YouTube. You guys have my word on that. Constitutionalist is what he is. Okay, and I've watched him for a while too. Since you recommended his channel, he does come across more as an ANCAP to me in a way. Oh yeah, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a libertarian. I'm literally a step away from being an ANCAP. So.
I wouldn't support a true anarchist, but if he's a constitutionalist, he's not an anarchist. So
yep.
I just need to do more.
Well, technically, anarchy does allow for the Constitution. Technically, so fund yourself.
Because anarchy by definition doesn't agree with any rule of set laws.
No,
and the Constitution is.
No, anarchy is no rulers. So a constitution's fine. So no. Are you okay, Alex?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, gotcha. Well, something just happened here. Oh, we've had someone join us here in the live. Let's see, FFE. He's muted his mic though. Hey there, FFE. And we are live streaming right now on YouTube.
An anarchist. What I was going to say, too, just as an added note, an anarchist, if he doesn't believe in any leaders, then he doesn't believe in a president or congressman, and that's specifically outlined in the Constitution. So you can't be both an anarchist and a constitutionalist, in my opinion, just from that one provision in the Constitution, because you'd be going against what the Constitution says. That's what I think. Like, I'm against anything with anarchy, but I am for constitutionalists, though. Matt... Socialist said, same here, libertarian constitutionalists. And that's great, Matt. That's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, I consider myself the same thing, libertarian constitutionalist. So just,
Well, I can definitely agree with that. That's good.
yep. So, and by the way, Matt, as you literally call yourself a libertarian constitutionalist, as we assign ourselves labels at this point, that's what the founding fathers would have called themselves if they could see the political spectrum today. They'd call themselves libertarian constitutionalists. So I like that, Matt. Yep.
Add to everyone, if you all would like to support the work I'm doing, you can check out my GoFundMe and donate if you can to support me and my website and everything. I'm doing my videos, and I'll be really appreciated because that helps me in what I'm doing. And if you guys can do that, it'll be great if you can. Just as to tell everybody, I sent the link down in the description in the chat also, if anybody wants to check that out.
Oh man, I got to set you up as a mod in here so you can actually put stuff like that in the live chat. Actually, I haven't seen you post anything.
You
So,
haven't?
no, nothing you've posted in the live chat has come through. You have to be a mod to do that on the channel. So, we'll get that.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll get that
I
take.
thought,
Go ahead.
okay. I thought I'd been posting the whole time for some reason.
No,
Like I post a whole bunch of.
Nope.
Oh, so no one sees it.
Nope.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. And Nevada Cario, you're not a mod. Yep, we'll take a look at that, man. So, some of our long-standing members here could help out quite a bit on the live streams if they were mods. And none of my mods have shown up last night or tonight, I don't think. So we might have to add a few more mods.
All can see the link in the description though for my GoFundMe and my website.
Yep.
It says I'm joined by Alex in the description of this video. So if you could all check out my website and my GoFundMe, that would be cool. And you said we had a new person join the live stream, or
No,
join
actually,
us, you
yeah,
said?
FFV joined us in the events room in our Discord chat. So,
Okay, so what does FFV have to say? Hello,
he's
FFV.
hang on, FFV, gotta actually give him a guest role so he could speak if he wanted to. Okay, FFV, sorry about that. You should be able to unmute your mic if you wanted to talk in the live stream. That's totally up to you, dude, but you are welcome to speak. So, Garcia, I'm a good mod. Wrench me up. Okay, gang. Do you guys have any questions or anything about what happened to our? I thought was a really good video last night, by the way. So it's gone from YouTube, but that doesn't mean it's gone to video heaven. It's on YouGetTube, and I will get it put on BitChute and Odyssey for me. So I'll just download it from where our good friend Alex has stored it, and we will get it back up and running. I think that was a really good chat last night, actually. And by the way, you guys may have heard me say that we'll do a live stream or two with Nevada Cario. That'll be on his channel when we do it. So you guys check out Nevada Cario's channel. And I actually go on Nevada Cario's channel once in a while and actually do podcasts with him. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. I've always posted it in our Discord chat, but I haven't talked about it on YouTube, so I'm remiss in that. Okay, Chaz says, I think the country is at a breaking point, so kind of see things as potential turmoil as the whole system blows up. Yeah, it's definitely fraught with confusion. People didn't even know what to think anymore. What's real, what's not real, what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. But the weird part of it is, basically, it's all part of a plan. This is all part of a plan. It's not our plan, unfortunately. It's their plan. So we're just pawns in this game. So, and then Pika said, yes, but I get no commenters about it. That's okay, man. That's all right. I mean, some people just like to listen to podcasts like their talk radio. And they're driving in their cars, and they'll just listen as they're driving. but they're certainly not going to comment in the video while they're driving. We find that to be the case with Truth, Money, and Freedom. A lot of people actually tune into us in Discord or on YouTube like we're a talk show, and just like to hear what people have to say about, everything from face diapers to the beer flu to, the situation, the financial situation of the United States, the political situation, what's going on with Second Amendment movements all over the country. And they just like to, it's like their own personal, talk radio station. In fact, that's another thing, guys, I'm working on as I get the idea across I've already done about basically getting some sponsors, is we're going to have a way to download audio from Truth, Money, and Freedom. Actually, I've got a preliminary one up and running. For those of you who want to be able to actually just download the audio and listen to the audio on your phone while you're driving or something like that, and then apps that can get to those audios with your phone, we're working on that. It's not ready yet, but that's one of the surprises I was going to have for you guys, because we're going to be doing a lot more recordings out of our Discord group with people like Alex, and basically having roundtable discussions on all kinds of topics that affect everyone in their lives. So we're growing, and we'd like to give people the opportunity to have the Truth, Money, and Freedom experience through audio as well, because I've had a lot of people actually tell me that they would prefer an audio version, basically, or like an audio version of the podcast they could download from iTunes and such. That's what I'm working on. So that's one of the things I'm working on
Oh,
as
that's
well.
a good idea.
So,
That's a pretty good idea too.
yeah.
Uh, Garcia just said, I just saw a video of it coming asteroid 2029. A lot of doom and gloom out there. That sounds pretty interesting because that coincides a little bit with the 2030 agenda. And Chaz said, once they stop handing out stimulus, I'd imagine things heat up their buying time.
Yep. Well, let me comment
Wow.
on what Garcia said. It's very important that the powers that be, and the powers that be include everything from governments, media, public education, keep people in a constant state of fear. That's their goal. And so that way you give them your power, your freedom to protect you from what they tell you need to be afraid of. So I don't know, for all I know, that's a way to say, okay, we need to give $1 trillion a year to NASA, so they can fight off this, this asteroid that's coming towards us, so we can actually start, redirecting it or something. It could be something, but it always comes down to lack of freedoms and lots and lots and lots of government spending. It seems to be tied into it every time.
I like what Garcia says. What if that comet kills all satellites? Wouldn't that kill all cryptocurrency?
Um,
Question mark.
no, not really.
That's
Not if all the satellites were dead.
That would just make it impossible to trade cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
You might, yeah, it would make it impossible to trade it. So if they were gone for any amount of time, it would kill it, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, Paul is
Paul
chiming
says,
in. Yeah, he's with the Talk Junkies. So Paul says, hey, Pat, great live stream, man. Hey, I appreciate it. We got Alex with us from the American Free Press. Just kind of, chilling with all of our buds here. We covered a news story earlier. I've got my official first warning from YouTube, Paul. And actually, since Alex and I did a video together last night, he got an official strike. And he's in a 2-week penalty box with YouTube right now. But he is on other platforms, so he will make it through this.
yeah, it's pretty unbelievable what they're doing, banning people and everything.
Especially,
It really first started with Twitter. It was like 3 years ago when I was banned off Twitter and I lost 20,000 followers. So since then, they've really been ramping up the banning a ton of people. It started with kind of a small group, and now it's a lot of people who are getting banned.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing, basically we don't have fluff. We're not talking about football. This isn't about your favorite TV show. We're talking about truth, money, and freedom here, and unfortunately, when you actually talk about these topics, you actually make enemies with the government. They just don't want this information out there. So consequently, YouTube is owned by Google. Google's owned by Alphabet. Alphabet is a CIA front company. Uh-oh, did I say something that's going to get me a strike? Find out tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow, gang. Tune in tomorrow. See if this video is gone. If this video is gone tomorrow, that means I am also in a 2-week penalty box. But don't worry, I'm on BitChute and on Odyssey.
I get banned here, we'll post videos on YouTube, and we'll send you all the links to that, everyone, on the Discord as well. And yeah, it was really nice doing this video with you, Pat. I think we really covered a lot of really pressing issues.
Yep, we definitely covered the science of the Japanese supercomputer model of wearing 2 muzzles, which doesn't work. You guys, that story is listed down below in the description section, right underneath Alex's info. That's the main story we covered today. Once again, as we talk about the face muzzles, YouTube gets upset with us and says we are spreading medical disinformation. So once again, if we disappear for a week or two, Truth, Money, and Freedom is still on BitChute and on Library. So, but at any rate, Alex, wonderful doing a podcast with you again. It looks like we got a standing invitation to join up with Nevada Cario to do a podcast on his channel. And so you guys remember that, because if I am, quote unquote, on a 2-week vacation from YouTube, I have no way to let you know that a podcast is coming on Nevada Cario's channel. So be sure to sub up to his channel. So you'll catch the podcasts I do with him there anyway. And now Alex and I will be joining forces with Nevada Cario to cover some of these things. So let's keep our network strong, gang. And let's keep fighting for liberty. Freedom is worth the fight.
I agree. Please check out my website, thefreeamericanpress.com, and please check out my GoFundMe. And thank you all for hearing me and watching this video.
Yep. Hey, do you guys have any questions? And hey, to James, I'm sorry, James, we're about ready to shut down the live cast. We've been going for I don't even know how long now. 1.5 hours.
Over and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been
so
pretty long.
If anyone has any final questions or comments or anything, Nevada Cario said that his old channel, he used to have 310 subs before they canceled him. And thank you, James. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
And James Gohagen, would you happen to be in Camden County in Missouri? I think I may know exactly who you are. And if so, welcome. Big welcome to you, sir. And if you are who I think you are, I'm going to actually announce who you are on this channel. Yes, he is. Okay, guys, before we go, let me introduce to you someone that I am privileged to have been able to speak on the phone with, which is James Gohagen. He is the presiding commissioner in Camden County, Missouri. And he literally got Camden County, Missouri listed as a Second Amendment sanctuary county in the state of Missouri, the very first one in Missouri. And that's him right there, who's in the chat right now. The presiding commissioner who actually... Yeah, no kidding. It's him.
So he's like the head of the county, right?
That's correct.
Is that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Presiding commissioner of the county.
Okay.
That's correct. Yeah. So, but at any rate,
Cool.
I can't say enough good about what James has done. In fact, we haven't been able to work out details yet, but I've asked him for an interview. And I hate to put you on the spot, buddy, but if you have the time, I would sure love to do that interview with you and put it on all the channels. So once again, we'll work the details out on that. But it is an honor to have you in the live stream tonight, sir. Thank you. It's actually, like I said, this is not a small deal, gang. This guy definitely has freedom in his mind and in his heart and his soul. And it's an honor to have you
So
here,
if
sir.
that's great. Yeah, I'd like to interview him too, if since he's actually some person in government actually trying to do his job uh, for the right reasons,
Yep.
standing up for freedom. I think that's great.
Yep.
Have a constitutionalist in the government.
Absolutely. Yep. So, but at any rate, yeah, that is so cool to have you in here, man. I'm pretty proud right now that actually you came in to join us. So I'll tell you what, we'll talk on the phone sometime in the near future and see if we can't get an interview date done. If we can't do it in person, maybe we can do it with Zoom or something. I would absolutely love to do that, and actually, I'm very proud that you're in my state. So, so basically, that's who that is. I saw his name pop up, and I was going, could that be the same guy? So, at any rate, yeah, we in Missouri here are definitely making things happen. I'm working on the state level. I can never get done in my county what James has done in his because my sheriff is against it. He's against the Second Amendment Preservation Act, and therefore he would never allow for a Second Amendment sanctuary county status for Christian where I live. But I'm working it on the state level, James. I'm still working it real hard with Ron Calzone and others. You know the people that I work with, don't you? So with Jay Taylor and Eric Burleson. So, and of course,
Great. Well,
yep. So, okay, gotcha. Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't mean to stretch it out like that. That was just very exciting to have James in here. So, okay,
yeah,
well,
that's really.
okay. Well, I'll tell you what, does anyone have any questions? We'll last call for questions. And also, hello to Andrea, who has joined the live stream as well. I'm sorry, we're about ready to shut her down. Um, get rid of Sheriff Arnott. John Grievous, I'll tell you what, um, let's talk about that sometime real soon. I can't do anything about that because I'm not in Greene County. But if people want to actually start a recall for Sheriff Arnott, I looked into it based on a comment you left in one of my videos. And unfortunately, that takes 25% of the voters on a petition. That is a massive task. So basically, maybe just making sure he doesn't get
Need
reelected.
a, you need to knock on doors, knock
That
on,
that's
the whole town's
yeah.
door.
I doubt
Hope,
they would get 25% of the folks to sign a petition like that in
well,
Greene County.
hopefully the population is low enough. If the population is low enough, you might be able to talk to basically everybody in the town. You
Yep,
might be able to get one for people to recall them.
yep,
And Andra Dyke just said, "Keep it up. Don't get discouraged and get loud." Yeah, maybe you should run for sheriff of your county if your sheriff is against doing anything
yep. Well,
for free.
I've actually thought of running for commissioner, but that was a private conversation I was going to have with James when the time comes. I've actually
Okay,
thought
well that
about that,
sounds good.
and also
Okay.
maybe if I'm not busy, you guys can join my channel this Friday. Okay, I'll tell you what, we'll pencil that
Oh,
in.
oh,
Okay.
and this is what James Gohan said too. Door knocking is how I beat a 16-year-old incumbent. Drain that swamp. Well, that's
Yep.
great,
No,
James.
a
That's
16-year
good.
incumbent. He what
Wow.
James accomplished was nothing less than astounding. We'll talk about that later when I do an interview with him. And he's a very
Okay.
grassroots guy. So I mean, he definitely is in touch with the people. So you remember we were
That's true.
talking about the good politicians versus the bad politicians. James Cohan is not someone I
Right.
would qualify as a politician. I would call him a man of the people. Um,
That's good.
so, all
Well,
right,
that's
cool.
really good.
All
Well,
right.
I thank everybody for watching. Thank
Yep.
you all.
Yep. Thank you all for coming in and watching our YouTube. Remember now, if we disappear, if Truth, Money, and Freedom disappears, that means we're in a 2-week penalty box. Because once again, we talked about the face diapers today, just like last night. We will still be on BitChute and on Odyssey. So you can continue to get videos of us there if we go into the penalty box. So thank you all again for joining us tonight. And I'd like to say what I say at the end of every video because I mean it. God bless each and every one of you and your families. And thank you very much for choosing to watch Truth, Money, and Freedom. Take care, gang.